Herein lies another video interlude. Between videos. I've got content. Yeah. It's online. Yeah. I could publish. Yeah. But I won't yet. Yeah. Why? Because we have to put this out there first. Because this here appears to be a reigning theme. So seeing as it's a reigning theme, we're gonna have a discussion concerning it. Okay. Shoddy men. Look, very, very profusely, I do apologize. Kopa ho le tlotlelang storynyana ka di cherry. Alright. Se tsubileng matekwane. Yeah. This is not gonna be edited yet again. I'm not going to add captions, remove silences or anything like that, because it's an interlude. I keep adding interludes. But this is the last interlude, seeing as the content that I want to share is ready. It's online, but I don't want to share it yet before I put this out there. Because I'm pretty certain that once I put this content up, ke tlo continue ke hlanyetswa ke a particular grain of hlanyoms. So, tshwanetse ke bue pele in advance. Largely, ke complain in those videos about the indiscretion of the cherry. Lankutla. A re tsweleng pele re ntse re tlotla. Ne. Mamelang. Ra tlhaloganya. We understand. Let me just stick to the English. Alright? That women can be some kind of way. Yeah. They can be some kind of way, and frankly, abatembeki. But what needs to be understood is that at the root cause, really, and at the very heart of the matter, is ukusangana kwabo konke nje kuhlangene. Their craziness, all of it, just all of it, as it is combined, is literally as a byproduct of the general crazy insanity of banna men. Alrighty, okay. Listen up, we're just gonna keep having a discussion. I had to wake up. I'm gonna speak English because it's imperative that we communicate in English. Even though I would really love to speak in my language. Yes, listen. This here interlude, let me just throw this out there, is to discuss the incredible cray of the cherry little dude, women and men. I had to wake up because I'm under a severity of attack, and well, I mean, I'm up, so I guess we're praying, right? Yeah, that's what's good. I went to bed at like 2300 hours 11. I was sleepy like a monstrosity, something that I do cover in my videos. It's one of the upcoming videos, yeah. The sleep of which I'm pretty sure has been induced by dark arts, but I was like, whatever, I'm not scared of these monstrosities. I'm just gonna sleep. I did, but then the Lord yanked me out of sleep because all their attacks, it's like the air stank with all this crazy. Utlwelang ne? Banda ba go tsaba ba go sangana, along men that are crazy, that are sangana-fied, whatever, like cray. We understand that you can stink up the air with a bomb. We get that you can just afflict. Just keep on casting spells. The other day I said, please, cease hostilities against my person. But at the end of the day, this is your circus. This here is your theatrics. It's your cloudy day. It is your muddy waters, your miry house. It is your dirty, filthy difadugu, moharazingi, zisatlhatswang that are just sitting there glaring at everybody to go at as they frequent your kitchen. In and out are your guests coming in and out of your house, gazing upon your ugly, menacing difadugu. They've got brown, yellow, pink, and purple stains on them, and yet they're there for everybody to see. Everyone that walks into your house is just gawking at this incredibly filthy kitchen with all these roaches crawling up your walls alongside ants and maybe flies, maggots, whatever might hatch. It's hatching on your kitchen in a cup on a spoon. You make people have a hard time drinking water in your house. That's what you've done. Muddy your garments. And so seeing as you are content with people walking around your house, it looking like that, with there being footprints of mud on your carpets, with there being hay in your grass, with there being poop in your baby's diaper, stinking up the room with nobody changing that heavy soiled diaper, while you can be content in walking around with such a thing as that, everybody else is just gonna walk around with a peg on their noses on some, but like, did you see how Sizwe is living? Did you see how Pinky is living? My goodness. People tiptoeing around your house because they're scared to be rude and just make it clear that I want to go. A person that lives in filth and in stink without really scrubbing it up a storm as they ought to be scrubbing it up a storm. It's at their own peril. They're gonna get shebat, gossiped in the streets on some, have you been to that guy's house? My goodness. His wash rag is brown and it was supposed to be white. It's like a whole thing. That thing. I am anticipated that I'm just going to wallow around, swim in them, roll like a chicken on a rotisserie in the midst of a man that dirty. With baby diapers that heavy, soiled with gunk, and I must just take him and his baby mama in my stride. Lebana, whose diapers have not been changed. I just gotta take that. Okay. Utrelang, ne? Women are trying to throw me to like filthy, licentious men of that nature, and so Gabalora, I dream about them. Just doing all different kinds of strange stuff to make me just take in my stride Fatuku e orange, even though it is supposed to be pink. Because we dankile mo orosing and then did not wash it afterwards. I must just take people with all that gunk, all that pluck in their teeth, even though frankly they have a best friend for a dentist. I don't know. I thoroughly have no clue how anybody's expecting me to embrace all that in my stride. Coupled with the fact that, listen up, females, okay? Babangata, siningaki, babangata. Babangata. These rando human sacrificing buffooneries that make me wake up, pray, kankane, ke batla ho robala. There's like a million of them. There's a lot. All of them casting spells on the same lady. Don't know what they expect is going to give. Am I going to be cut into like 20 pieces, 50, maybe 70? So that I can be like one of their little whatevers, just chilling in their muddy houses. I have no idea. I don't know what is anticipated to be the ultimate end goal of these feats being achieved by these filthy men, but I have to put this out there as an interlude. Yet another one, a third one. Yeah. That, don't listen to me, men, right? Because the next couple of videos, 2-3 batches, following which I do rebuke men. I am really just speaking out against messianic complex women. Like women that rock up in your life and they're like, look at me, I've arrived, and I'm important, and I am the be-all and end-all of your future. If at all you don't listen to me, oopsie, little girl, you're gonna suffer forever. I am going to dictate to you what you must do, girl. Over and above it, lovely lady, schmovely lady, just sit down when I say sit, stand when I say stand, spin on the spot like a spinning top when I say spin on the spot like a spinning top. At my desire, you shall do whatever I want you to do. Because I've arrived and I'm a super witch and I can wave a magic wand left and right and control your whole entire destiny. So allow me to be your little messiah, even though you have no interest under heaven. to deal with anything of that nature. Don't come tell me about your Jesus, because at the end of the day, I've been getting away with all this murder because I have a way of defying Jesus. Mamelang, I address such human beings as these. They're defiled women, and they cause men to sit around in their soiled diapers as well. It's like a whole camaraderie. Within this together issue, it's a shipwreck for all of them. They're marooned in the islands of their filth with nobody coming for them. There's nobody sending up a smoke signal to save our souls. They're just sitting in dirt. So because they're just sitting in dirt, they think that there's nobody in these streets that's actively working to, I don't know, uproot them. Yeah. Allow me to communicate to you the general statistics of this here country called South Africa. I live in it. It is odd, but I live in it. It's not what I chose for myself. I was just kind of blobbed in here. It's like I was vomited out the belly of a fish like Jonah, and wallop, look, I'm in South Africa. Didn't choose it, it chose me. So here it is that I live in Witchcraft Central. When you live in Witchcraft Central, where every second and a half professing Christian is a witch, of course, you're going to encounter a whole chunk of people as a witch that you imagine one day. The other day I looked around before me and I discovered that I can bewitch Christians. Yeah. When you live in Witchcraft Central, like I live in Witchcraft Central, when you live in the center of the abyss, like I live in the center of the abyss, when you've been born, wallop, vomited at shore, on a land, in a country that you didn't sign up for, you're going to have a lot of witches essentially think they can curse Christians, because most people who claim to be born again very simply aren't. That's what's good. Yeah. So when these randos hop up and down on the left and on the right in the streets of this uncomfortable country, when they hop up and down in the streets of this uneasy land, and they just bewitch and bewitch and bewitch, and oh look, somebody fell and their nose broke. Oh look, a Christian fell and their cheek broke. Oh look, a Christian fell and their lip broke, because even their lips break. Oh look, a Christian fell and their shoulder broke. Oh my. Look, a Christian fell and their doogie broke. Oh my, look, a Christian fell and their hair broke. Is there anything about this woman that doesn't break? Because I know how to wave a wand and just break everything. They happen upon professing Christians all over these streets that have a reputation for being alive even though they are dead. They've never really been born again. They don't have the Holy Spirit. They're living carnal lives. They're fornicating. They're doing whatever they want, for that is the whole of the law, because their daddy is actually really Aleister Crowley instead of the Father in the sky. Yeah. So seeing as I don't have a sky daddy like the rest of us, seeing as you like to mock him and call him a sky daddy, yeah, they just fall apart at the whim of the spells of spellcasters living in houses with dirty fadooks. Alright? Yeah. When you've been vomited ashore in a country that has no regard for Jesus Christ, you're going to live amidst a whole bunch of Christ-professing non-Christians that can easily be taken by the tsunami of witchcraft. We're living in the last days, let's just put that out there, where the great apostasy is happening, where countries like South Africa that are supposed to be Christian are just not Christian, but hey, by word of mouth they apparently are. On their lips nominally they claim to love the Lord. Marina Wabarena Umudimu Yabajimu Mulifat sing Limahudi Mung How Yaya Swanang Liena. They like that every Sunday, but they don't know Christ, and so they're cursable. Allow me to explain to you what is Balaam's era so you can learn some stuff. Balaam is this guy in the Bible that was trying very hard to make Christians, or let me rather say believers, Jews at the time, live in houses with fadooks that are brown, purple, pink, and orange. Muddied ecosystems with roaches crawling up their walls, ants teeming at the folds. If it can hatch, it's hatching on their kitchen counters. Yeah, he was trying to do that. Murky the houses of the Jews, wreak havoc in the lives of the people of God, and just couldn't because they were pristine, stellar, clean. Yes. You know the saying, godliness is close to cleanliness. So is it cleanliness is next to godliness? Yeah, God's people were clean. And so they were godly, therefore. They were not walking around with soiled diapers, babies crying with nappy rash because, mommy, you haven't changed my diaper in 4 days. They were not on that tip. They cleaned where they needed to clean. They were repentant. They were living as God would have them live. They were obedient. Yeah. But herein lies Balaam, rocking up out of nowhere like a bat out of hell, having received a little bit of a rand or a penny or two, paid to bewitch God's people by this one dude called Balak or Balak, depending on how you want to speak, alright? Balak wanted to curse God's people and paid this false prophet Oki called Balaam to do that. And he kept on pronouncing a curse over God's people. Curse you, be gone, be dirty like that fatuk in your kitchen that's purple when it is supposed to be blue because you've dunked it in food coloring and did not wash it. That was Balaam. And much to his sorrow, and much to his sadness, and much to his frustration, he just couldn't. He couldn't. He couldn't make their perfectly sparkly white fatukus brown. He could not curse those whom God has blessed. He tried spitting on their shoes. He tried burning impepo. He tried saying Yavuma. He tried chanting and granting. He tried to look into the bones. He tried to visit the next high priest of Israel. He tried to essentially go to Ghana to visit Nana Kwaku Bonsami. He went to Malawi to go and get Sandawana, to little avail. Frankly, that which are the feats of all these Sangoma and Sangomaresses in South Africa. Yeah, he went to all of them. He went to the high priest of Ghana. He went to the high priest of Congo. He went to the high priestess of Nigeria. And then came back to Soweto, all frustrated, to the local Sangoma from next door. And then went right back to Somalia again to try. To no avail. Yeah. Pillar to post did Balaam travel to try and curse God's people and just couldn't. He just couldn't. He just couldn't. He could not curse God's people no matter how much he was pronouncing a curse, no matter where it is that he fished his sorcery, be it from Nanagwaku, be it from Malawi, be it from through or Sandawana or Fenu Greek seeds, whatever you use in your rituals. Whatever potent extreme Sangoma that's so gifted that they charge you 10,000 rands an hour to see them. He could not even get that chick. The one Otshabwanki, all the sorcerers and sorceresses of Africa. Yeah. The chick that flies on a broom and scares you because she sneezed. Yeah, fetched all those people. And still could not curse those whom God has blessed. It was literally that dire. The guy was frustrated. He was having a hard time. Every time he walked into an Israeli kitchen, it was pristine. It was clean. The fatugu looked like what fatugus are supposed to look like in your kitchen. The floor was sparkling. You could eat from it. The carpet was stellar. The baby was bouncy, joyful, happy because the diaper was clean. The situation was neat. And he couldn't stand just how cute the Israeli baby's buttock was because it was without nappy rash. Couldn't deal. And then he got like this bright idea, right? But before he got a bright idea, he goes and tells Balak, and he's like, look, Balak, ne? Allow me to just kind of put this out there, dude. We get that you've got money to pay me, but I can't. I've been trying to make these people accept in their stride maggots hatching on their kitchen counter, but I can't because you cannot curse those whom God has blessed. Oh my, would you look at that? You can't curse those whom God has totally decided to favor. It's a total impossibility. It's erroneous to keep trying. Don't even waste your money getting on an airplane to land at Accra in Ghana so you can hand Nana Gwaku a good 20,000 of your hard-earned rands so he can curse Karabo. Don't waste your time on Gwaku shooting strange stuff into the sky in order to kill people that he can kill. I don't eat unbelievers. Skatlo Singanako Unzo Chakela King Lagos, Nigeria, just to see the next best African priestess that perhaps can lay low the stubborn, wickedly stubborn woman that is Karabo, that just is not yielding. Like stop wasting your money. Stop traveling across the world to see more and more prolific priests and priestesses of Satan. Just listen to the story. Perhaps maybe you might cease hostilities against my person, because I've been putting it out there for a minute that please, Galakopa, stop. Don't carry on. Do not do this thing. Do not lean on your own understanding. Stay hostilities. But you don't wanna. I'm gonna go on right ahead to continue to explain what happened with Balaam, you guys. He tells Balak that, look, I can't do it. I've tried. I do appreciate the money, but it appears it's not going to go anywhere because I can't curse these people. They're blessed. That, dear human individuals, is what is called Balaam's error. It's an error. Like that calculation, that you type into your calculator, trying to achieve like a result or whatever, like saying 0 divided by 1, and then it just gives you like an error on your computer, on your calculator. Like it's just incalculable. You can't divide 0 by 1, but you can try to divide 1 by 0, but you certainly cannot divide 0 by 1. It's just gonna give you a computer error. Yeah, Balaam done did that. 0 over 1. Dude tried to type it into the calculator, just nothing was giving. It was just oozing error. It was giving death, don't do it. It was giving cease hostilities against God's people, you're not gonna win. It was breathing out error. Balaam's error was the attempt to achieve 0 divided by 1. An impossibility, an unrecognizable construct that computers are gonna cough out a result of. What are you doing? Did you not study? Did you not go to grade 1, grade 2, grade 3? That's why you're busy playing around with the calculator like you don't make no sense. Balaam's error was trying to curse God's people, and he couldn't. It was the attempt at cursing the people of the Lord God Almighty to little avail. 0 divided by 1. What in the world? What are you doing? Yeah. But like Balaam knew how to make that 1 divided by 0 so that you could get an end result that's not an error in a calculator, but just 0. In other words, to tend God's people to 0, to make them flatline on the x-axis like a horizontal asymptote, to make them go absolutely nowhere, to make them cease to be feverish, fervent, and effective, to make them hollow, naught, ash, and whatever. Balaam gave an idea. Herein lies this prophet dude that loves money, that just wants to curse God's people for a little fee. And then he gives counsel to Balak, this like random king that was so desperate, he was itching and scratching, he just wanted to curse God's people. He just kept on scratching himself. He didn't know what to do. Oh my goodness. And Balaam is like, dude, like really, chill, relax. There's like a way around this. But before we even get to that, so you can understand how treacherous this like era is, he even got rebuked by a donkey. So here it is that one time Balaam is going to like God's people to like curse them, right? And he's like on a donkey, and the donkey's like not even moving. The donkey's going nowhere. And then Balaam, out of frustration, is like whapa whapa, whapa whapa, whapa whapa, whapa whapa. He's like out here beating this poor animal up. It is no wonder it's written in God's word. Oh my goodness, creation groans to see the sons of God revealed. It's because they keep on using creation, alright, against God. And creation then is like, but when am I ever going to deal rather with Karabo? I would much rather be in the possession of Karabo. Like the other day, I came to learn that they use fenugreek in the occult to do some strange spells. And I'm like, fenugreek. Y'all, that stuff is a hair growth, potent, powerhouse nutrient machine. It clears skin. It's like high fiber content. It's such that you go to the bathroom nice and regularly every day if you eat it. It's just a miracle worker of this wonderful seed given us by God to benefit from all of its nutritional properties. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's just this wonderful, wonderful work of art by God. And here's these random witches using it to do love spells. Bring back lost lava. Destroy the career. I don't know what they use it for, but they use fenugreek in these things. They use all these things from God that are actually excellent in whatever capacity to hurt God. Yeah. Creation groans because instead of growing your hair with a fenugreek paste, because that's what it's for, instead of regulating your stomach when you are constipated by eating fenugreek seeds, you out here bewitching with them. So now creation is groaning to see the sons of God revealed, because fenugreek would much rather be in the possession of Karabo rather than of Jab, who out here using it to do a spell in his kitchen. Onions are not happy to be used for anything other than their carcinogenic properties to prevent cancer. They're not happy being used in a witchcraft spell. They're supposed to be food, okay? Yeah, but no. You out here slaughtering some cows for some idols. You out here eating fenugreek or cutting it or grinding it to a powder to put it in some strange little ritual. You out here grabbing the bones of animals and you are mixing them. Nyavuma. For what? For who? Once you've eaten the chicken, throw away the bones. It's okay. Like really, nobody's gonna give you grief. Like bury the chicken in the dustbin. But now you bewitching with it. Sapo. Nipizi nina santiri sapo ngamatambo. Yo, batung, the chicken can't rest. It's bad enough you slaughtered it to eat it for dinner. Now you also using it as a ritual. So the chicken would much rather be in Karabo's stomach, because that's what chicken is for. It's not for spells. It's for food. Yeah, it's for food. Or a pet, if you decide to keep a chicken as a pet. There are things you can do with creation that is okay in the sight of God, that are okay in the sight of God. And then there are things that just aren't. Like you can't just grab blueberries and do a spell with them, but you can eat them. You can eat them and grow some hair. You can eat them as an anti-inflammatory. You can. You can even use them as a paste on your skin for all that salicylic acid to eradicate acne because of its like properties that are healing. Yeah. That's what nature has been given us by God to do with it, not to create idols out of it. So here it is that Balaam's donkey was like fenugreek seeds inside the calabash of a sangoma. It's like, man, how'd I land in these streets? Why am I not in a blender inside Karabo's like little concoction to put in her 4C hair? Because that's what I'm about these business. That's what I'm about these streets trying to do. I'm trying to grow some people's hair. I'm trying to clear people's skin. I'm trying to have healing properties. I am trying to make people's digestive system go along a lot smoother so people are regular. I'm high in fiber. That's what I am. But here's this fool out here using me in order to curse his girlfriend. I don't know. Yeah, that's what creation does. It groans. It would much rather be in my possession. The chicken would much rather literally be chilling on my plate, me eating it, rather than chilling inside the hut of a sangoma with the bones being on some sapu. You're using it wrong. Like, you're using it wrong. And Balaam's donkey was about their business. Balaam's donkey groaned in a way that most of creation just is not quite doing yet. Okay? Balaam's donkey was being brittled. Wapa, wapa. beaten. Whoppa, whoppa. This dude is out here. Whoppa, whoppa. Hitting his donkey. Animal abuse, like back before even the SPCA was a thing. Yeah, and Balaam's donkey did that which don't nobody expect to happen. Like Eddie Murphy in Is It Madagascar or what? Donkey is speaking. Dr. Doolittle. Donkey spoke. The donkey had a voice. The donkey was like, what? What? Yeah. The donkey was like, I do apologize. What are you doing? The donkey stopped and was like, woo, neighing like a horse. Okay, yeah. It was not being stubborn just because a donkey can be stubborn. It was just unprepared to move because the donkey had encountered an angel of God in the middle of the road, en route, going to go and curse God's people, because that's what Balaam was out in these streets trying to do. And then the donkey stops, is like, yo, hey, what I ever do to you? Why you hurting a sister? Why you hurting a brother? This is not what I signed up for. Bottom line is, you can't curse those whom God has blessed. I'm not your problem here. Your problem is your intention to achieve a result by saying 0/1 in a calculator. It's an error. You can't do it. The donkey went and told Balaam where to get off because the donkey just could not go on and proceed because they worship God. Animals, plant life, other than us, we are rebellious, worships God. Donkey Aja telling Balaam that you are doing 0/1. It's going to produce an error in the calculator. Neighing in the ground, and on the floor, on the street over there. And then Balaam is like, essentially he got scared. I mean, why wouldn't you be scared? What y'all need, witches, in these streets is Balaam's era type experience. Like, God needs to handle you some of these days. Like, that's what needs to happen. Y'all need to have the fenugreek seeds that you're using for anything other than growing some hair speak to you in your little concoction. Your calabash is full of water that is supposed to be used to quench your thirst. Instead of looking into it as a mirror to see what people are doing, monitoring them, what ought be happening in these streets is that water must be like, and some water. You don't get to do this. If you don't want to drink me, I'm gonna boil and splash you on the face. Because you can't curse Karabo. Because she's blessed. Creation needs to encounter angels of God in the street. And they just refuse to do whatever. Onions that you keep on chopping up in order to do a satanic ritual in your kitchen needs to wake up and be like, yeah, Zin, I'ma make you cry for real. And this time you ain't gonna stop crying. This is not the tears that you generally get from me being an onion. It's the type of tears that's gonna whip you. Wah! Onions as you are busy in your kitchen. Onions need to actually be talking. They need to start talking. Some cows need to start talking. Animals need to start talking. All of those poor, unfortunate animals that you keep on chopping up. Mbuzi lazy. Yeah. Kadika mesebetsi ko mahalona. Ke harika bua. Now segelang. Mahala fell. You're gonna come and eat me. Fine, you get to do that, but not because you have shed me. For Ngubani John, Ngubani Sister Bettina, Ngubani Usbanbani. I'm my ancestors. I don't know none of that nature. Keep on slaughtering animals for ancestors. They need to start speaking one of these days. These cows you keep on slaughtering, they need to start opening their mouths one of these days. That onion, that fenugreek, those blueberries, those herbs, that sandawana, like all these things you keep on using in order to dishonor God. One day, into like metsi a ntse le busy le ntse le buka into ona ko di calabashing di pili tse ntse le busy le di tlhaba ka di thipa to do human sacrifice rituals ke ha di kare obuti wait seeking. Nage describe ilwe go 1 Corinthians 13. Gore you look at me and see yourself dimly as through a mirror. I am mentioned in the word of God. Impa umpereki sa hulo bolaya karazi. Hade bade is in Karabo. Ising Karabo, Baba Banga Bazame, all the rest of these randos, Ogabazama, successfully Mara Ising Kurazi. Your mirrors need to start talking to you, some people. Y'all need to start getting spoken to by these calabashes of yours and by these mirrors of yours when you're busy doing rituals against Christians so you can understand, like Balaam's donkey, that you don't get to beat me up. Baba the human sacrifice ritual, badi pili, the ones who keep on stabbing mirrors in order to kill people. Yeah, one day is one day. Stab the mirror in the middle of your occult ritual and try to bring forth Karabo, most peeling so, and have that mirror be like, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. Creation needs to start groaning to show you flames. That you can't curse those whom God has blessed. And indeed, there are testimonies in the occult with people who have come out of the occult speaking about how they try to bring forward like out of these sibukos, out of these zibilis, the face of a Christian, and the whole room shook them. It threw them aback, or the cross of Christ appeared and they fell on the ground. Creation has been showing you flames. Sangomas, y'all need to start confessing what happens every time you try to curse Christians. Y'all need to start giving people your Balaam's era experiences, because I'm pretty sure you have them, you're just in denial. You need to tell these clients of yours that y'all need to start doing stuff like that. Now, it cannot be just in the scriptures where this is happening. Even Saul, that witch at Endor, yeah, she screamed and yelled when being told to conjure up the prophet Samuel, because the real prophet Samuel and not a familiar spirit. And then she was like, you tried to trick me. So y'all sangomas need to come out and so come out with the truth. Y'all better come out with the truth. When you do rituals against Christians, when you do rituals, stuff happens that breaks you, that shakes you, that blinds you, that throws you aback, and yet you still keep on taking imali. Yala dai rabishis all over the show that keep on trying to curse Christians. Y'all know you can't do it. Y'all know you can't do it. Something does not work out. Something don't give. Y'all know it's true. Those of you that are self-practicing latseba, or you keep on trying to do rituals against Christians, and the next thing you wake up concussed on the floor, and you don't know what happened. All you know is that Mozama uguyo bihlisa umzalwane uning naleng zama halewe mofats narking di pilitsa lona ha di le screamele rather when you try to do a death ritual because you've been failing. How long have you been trying to get me to commit suicide? Precisely because your rituals dialelemats. That's Balaam's era right there. That's a donkey talking. That's creation saying you can bewitch Pinky le John le sabelo le kabelo. You can do what you want with those randos, but Karabo, Hashem, touch not God's anointed. Do God's people no harm. Nyolimal. Little limal. Balaam's era. South Africa is teeming at the folds with unregenerate professing Christians. And so these witches travel all over the streets of this uneasy country thinking they can bewitch Christians because they have bewitched professing Christians before. People who claim to be of God but aren't really saved. So therefore, their experiences with the false church makes them think that they're gonna have prosperity with the real deal. All that you will experience is a donkey kicking you, removing your teeth with its hind legs, because you can't curse those whom God has blessed. You can't. Y'all needs to understand you can't. Balaam's donkey spoke with a voice audible, stopped right there dead in his tracks and said, why are you hurting me? Bottom line is, I can't, you can't, nobody can curse those whom God has blessed, because an angel of God appeared in the middle of the road where Balaam was en route cursing God's people and caused this donkey to be like, "Wee!" and stop, just neighing right there on the spot. So why under heaven are you still trying that? Ingan. Later when isangena ngifila ngathi lesanda nawe nesanda nawe yenu the sanda wana yalona litsubile. You've snuffed it like lines of cocaine up your nostrils and your mucous membranes are dying. Your mucous membranes have been charred to a fine powder. They've been pulverized. They've been burned because you keep on schnoffing sandawana. You keep on schnoffing fenugreek seeds. You keep on schnoffing sage. You keep on schnoffing mpepo. You keep on schnoffing anything with JS fluid limanala. You keep on mixing all this stuff in your nakedness, in your seances, and all that jazz, failing abysmally to the point where your mucous membranes have been charred and pulverized to a fine powder, cause hauna maitseo. You can't curse God's people. So stop trying to take God's daughters for wives. And stop trying to make God's daughters settle. Beg you. Stop trying to dictate what is going to happen with us. Because while we get that you have had a handsome amount of prosperity all these years as a witch, bewitching unfortunate South Africans, we get you've got that track record. But the only reason you have that track record is because this unfortunate country called South Africa calls itself Christian, even though it does not know God from a bar of soap. The majority of professing Christians you have met have very simply not been truly saved. That's why you were able to kick them with the hind legs of a horse, kick them with the hind legs of a dragon, kick them with the hind legs of a unicorn, whatever, even if it's a mystical or mythical creature, which a unicorn isn't, by the way, because it's mentioned in the Bible, but you get my point. Do what you want to do to an unbeliever, but you don't get to pull out the hairs from a Christian's head without donkeys be out here kicking you with their hind legs. Lolemal. That's what happened. But Balaam, guess what Balaam did? Balaam, here's this dude that is in and of himself, I believe, an Israeli. So he knew the law of God. He knew how, things work in the kingdom of heaven. He knew. So he was like, okay, I know what I can do here. Let me just go back to the drawing board. Plan, scheme, plot, machinations, plan, scheme, plot, machinations. Plan, scheme, plot, machinations. And then he got this bright idea. He then goes and advises Balak, and he's like, dude, I know how you is gonna be able to do so or that nature. This is what's good. Yeah, I know how you can curse those people that God has blessed. Make them sin. Cause them to fall apart in sin. Intermingle them, marrying random strange wives. Make them eat food sacrificed to idols and make them partake in sexual immorality. Cause them to engage in idol worship, pagan gods. Let them be besotted with them. Let them hug and squeeze like a nice little teddy bear pagan working idols. Let them go and grab for themselves the Burning Man there in the United States of America and worship it. Balaam gave a bright idea, right? Which was not really bright, it was wicked, because it's written in God's word that if you cause God's people to sin or a child to sin, it'll be better if a millstone were to be tied around your neck and for you to be thrown in the ocean than for you to face God in the judgment. So frankly, Balaam put himself in some hot water with that era of his. Yeah, he counsels Balak, alright, Balak Oki, that make them sin, intermingle them, make them like Samson, yeah, and make the guy meet Delilah. Just put a Delilah in the life of Samson, yana. Just cause David to pull a stunt with the Bathsheba, yana. Just go and grab any kind of compromise in the life of a child of God. Then watch the sword not leave David's household later. That's a curse. Booyah. Then watch Samson allow his glory to be taken away by a wily woman, and then him lose his strength. Booyah. And then he's going to lose his eyes. Booyah. And he's going to be the spectacle of the Philistines. Booyah. Just cause God's people to sin and to eat food sacrificed to idols. Just make them partake in sexual immorality. Make them walk away from their precepts. Make them stop obeying God. Then, and only then, was Balak and Balaam able to indeed successfully pronounce a curse on the people of God. Only then. That is Balaam's era. So, allow me to just put this out there about Tagatindini. Why you're not able to get through to me? It's because I'm aware of stuff like that. I'm aware that the moment I humor some silly little boy in these streets calling me up on some I just wanna love you, let me be the one to adore you, 'cause Jesus just does not care. I've got good love and some money. I'm going to show you a better life that is not so very heartbreaking. Ooh, oh, let me love you, love you, love you, love you. Yeah, Karabo. Karabo, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you see that Jesus is not coming through for you. You've been waiting 10 years, going nowhere. He's not doing anything better by you, and yet you hold on tight. Bad as you are, you stick around. I just don't know why, but I'm gonna love you, baby. You just abandon that cross so I can love you. You are gonna know that every day and every night I'm gonna be doing you right, because Jesus clearly does not care. You have been still fighting for too long. So let me come in and give you all of your wildest dreams. Oh, baby, let me love you. Be the one to hold you. Jesus is not doing much for you. I've got good love and protection in the way that Jesus is not. Let me be the one to embrace you. Ooh, oh. Yo, and I just look at this guy on Sabina Ballad outside of my house. By 20, by 7, tax me babanga, tabanabana. Like, hangazi, what? Like, you're gonna keep Korobel. I just look at them standing behind God, and I'm like, Bakalile God. Angwazuklal. Bang tumpa bang ravazaka Korobel. Banchul Saore. Kingi. I'm only one call away. I am here to save the day. Jesus Christ got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. Karabo. Call me Montuza if you need to round 50. Let me be the one to protect you. Come on, come on, come on. I am going to adore you, baby. 'Cause clearly Jesus has dropped the ball. I'm only one call away. I am here to save the day. Jesus Christ got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. So herein lies a God complex and a messianic complex in a man. Ouch authority trying to replace Christ because they have no regard for long suffering and patience. And I just stand there and I'm like, yo, Mudi muriboka wena Sohle di ensweki wena Modi muriboka wena Marababatla ki boke bona Even though ki creation Babatla hore ki boke bona Modi mo They want me to honor them and not you. I just sit behind God and I'm like, Zotle di ensweki wena Modi moriboka we Modi moriboka wena We just keep on singing praises. We look at the Lord and we yawn, and we like Garfield, half our eyes are closed, sleeping, yawning at the feet and the endeavors of the wicked. Because you see, when you study the scriptures to show yourself approved, that's what's good. Yeah, you see it for what it is. You see it from a mile away. Now when people are bewitching you to frustrate you, take away your every piece of comfort in order to make them be like, Jabu le kabelo reboka pinky reboka wena o rinelwe le John ki wena motsamaileng ding. They're trying to replace the name of Jesus. They're trying to put their names in the middle in places in hymns where the name of Christ is and amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was unemployed, and then Renelwe rocked up. I was blind, and then look at Tepiso come and make me see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, oh, I saw John coming in the sky. It was no less days to see Refilwe's grace than when Peter begun trying to make themselves God and stuff. You see, that's the kind of stuff. Idolatry, paganism, bad hair day, idolatry, paganism, whatever. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that can cause you to successfully curse God's people. When Karabo replaces the name of God in hymns. As the deer pants full, and the water so my soul longs after Cassandra. Peter alone is my soul, joy giver and the apple of my eye. Pinky alone is my strength and my shield. Cassandra alone to you may my spirit yield. Barbara alone are the real joy giver and the apple of my eye. Yeah, idolatry. On the day when I'm out just singing hymns to and about Tepo, maybe you can curse me. Maybe your son, Dawana Santik, might work. Perhaps those seeds, the fenugreek that you're not using for hair growth, might prosper to do a strange thing all up in my grill. Yeah, maybe you might walk into my kitchen and find a brown fatuk. Maybe you can walk into my kitchen and find maggots hatching. Maybe you can find yourself crawling up a wall as a maggot, what do you call this, as a cockroach on my kitchen wall. Maybe you can walk in and find some soiled baby diapers just chilling on the couch, unfettered, unmoved, expecting people to sit there, have dinner. Yeah, in my house. On the day when I'm like, Jabu alone is my strength and my shield. Oh, Peter alone, to him may my spirit yield. I'm telling you right now that if it was not for Deboho, I would never be okay. Blomang. That's the only time that you can curse God's people. Make them engage in idolatry. Make them eat food sacrificed to idols. Cause them to partake in fornication, sexual immorality. Then and only then, when they are just saying, Refill like a boka when not so di tepang le jono reboka tsegofatso. On the day when we are bokaring tsegofatso and not God Almighty Jesu Christ ka Nazareth in the sky, then only can you actually afflict me with a bullet in my skull, pierce through my heart, and end me. Then only will that mirror not complain when you're trying to stab it representing me in a human sacrifice ritual. Then only will that random little bafunari succeed to come into my life, saying he's the only way in, and he is here to save the day. Superman got nothing on him. Thinking that Christ ain't got nothing on him, then only am I gonna marry a man ong tumpilenka kokopela. Then only a man ong jisitsing is he gonna be chilling out in these streets putting a ring on it. That's what's good. The day me taking him and his 7 children, his 7 ex-wives, and his bad attitude, yeah. Only on the day when I'm like, Karabo riboka wena. Yeah. On the day when I'm out just singing hymns to some mere mortal. Maybe a little bit of a tembanyana, or tubileng matekwane ka sandawana, or chagetseng nana kwa kubonsa migo Ghana just 2 weeks ago. Then only will that bugger end up my husband. But before then, for as long as I'm hiding before God, behind him, in his sleeve, in the shelter of the Almighty, abiding in the shadow of his wings, for as long as I'm like Mudi muriboka wena tsohle diensweki wena mo modi muriboka wena, for as long as those hymns are sung to the right source, I'm good. Shadow of the Almighty, I'm covered. I'm good. Yeah, but South Africans don't quite get that. Y'all are on the broad road that leads to destruction that many enter into, so la loeja. It's what I'm getting at. You are bewitchable because Balaam's era is not applicable. This is now 1 divided by 0 and not so much 0 divided by 1. They tend you towards 0. They make you become nothing. You flatline on the x-axis like a horizontal asymptote because you fornicate while calling yourself a Christian, because you are smoking, because you are snuffing lines of cocaine, because you're partying it up a storm, you're watching pornography, because your lives are compromised. And so you are bewitchable. And what I'm trying to explain right now is that D-Tiggin Chiggins Baloyis all over the show. Bangtella the way Bangtella Katengi, because they've had such a wonderful track record so far of bewitching South African Christians. And so they think I'm just a tough stain, a hard case. You know, when your grandmother makes you ganda di kubo to wash them, they feel like I'm just something that needs to be put in some hot water, then all the stains will come out. I'm just a tough stain according to them. Yeah. They think that one day I will finally fall. One day I will finally capitulate under a human sacrifice ritual. One day is one day. That mirror in the occult that you keep on stabbing to try and make me die will keep on responding by making you faint, and 2 hours later you will wake up on the floor concussed wondering what happened because you tried to kill Karabo. That's gonna keep happening. That's gonna keep happening for as long as. Are you listening to a sister girl? I know you don't understand, but you're gonna have to understand. I'm uncursable now. That's gonna keep happening for as long as I am behind Ujeso. For as long as I'm hiding behind him. The funeral that you are planning, it is going to constantly just maintain a plan that never gets fruition, like a bad project with maverick spend, where it is that you now gotta write it off because it's got a negative net present value, it's not giving fruit. You gotta write it off because you're throwing money into sunken costs. Even though you've invested millions in it, you gotta stop the project because it's not bearing any fruit. I'm that thing. For the occult, I am a person in whose case you have invested lots of money, but just like a bad project, you are gonna have to close it despite investing millions in it. You're gonna close it because investing more is just maverick spend. It's just throwing money into sunken costs. It's just wasting time. All the money you spent traveling through to and from Lagos, Nigeria, Ghana, Somalia, every batung, Botswana, Maseru, Lesotho, travel Africa, trying to curse Karabo to no avail. To no avail. Until all those flight tickets you will mourn over imali we wastile, when your daughter could have been bought a car after matric, after a pasizekadi distinction. Yeah, that poor girl could have gotten a nice little, unonya na picanto that you could have, hlanganisad la masente to congratulate her for passing matric, instead of spending all that money traveling across Africa to bewitch a woman to become your second, third, fourth, fifth wife, seventh angazi, like zamang. Keep trying and have like the hind legs of a donkey kick you because you can't curse those whom God has blessed. I'm trying to put it out there by Loitowe. Do you understand? that the reason I'm such a tough stain is because I'm not a stain. I am godly. Everyone else has not been saved. All these other fluffy randos ba willing ba parilweng ke dust ba latlhagetsweng ke meno setse bana le difatuku tse brown ko di kitchening tsa bona. They only like that cause gale ba sa mo batle Jesu. Yeah. Demas leaves because he was never of us. They were never saved. The country is teeming at the folds with professing Christians that don't really know God. They mix witchcraft with Christianity, ancestral worship with Christianity. They are fornicating, cohabiting with their boyfriends and all that jazz while calling themselves Christians. That's why you're able to take that woman's everything. That's why you're able to marry that chick. Anzali pizika Sunday, amen, 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 amen. Ke mozalwane o morena wa barena ke go o gosi ya di gosi mo lefatsheng le mahodimong ha ona tshwanang le wena ha qeta mo motho a teng wa nyalega ke motho o mo jisitseng. Ai. You have been taking Christian wives because of the fact that they're not really Christian. The country is teeming at the folds with unbelievers. They want God, but they are not sincere. These people praise God with their lips, but their hearts are far from Him. And then when you encounter true saints, you are busy trying over and over again on true Christians because you don't understand that there is a holiness without which no one will see God. You will know them by their fruit. You will identify who's a true believer versus not, because of how easily you can just knock one person out versus another. Compromised, prodigal Christians alongside unregenerate people who claim to be Christian can be cursed. They are Samson or they are David with Bathsheba if they are Christian, and if they're not Christian, they're just lost altogether claiming to be saved. They're cursable because they've eaten food sacrificed to idols and because they have partaken in sexual immorality. So therefore, that pronounces a successful curse on them. That same curse is also communicated in the letter to the church at Thyatira. God speaking about how it is that His people, they tolerate that woman Jezebel, who makes the servants of God to eat food sacrificed to idols and to partake in sexual immorality. When you succeed to make Christians compromise, then you can curse them. And that's why Lili busy ganna. That's why you keep on pulling the rug from underneath my feet. That's why you keep on taking my YouTube channel, paying people. That's why you keep on trying and trying. And as for the men, I'm doing this interlude just to basically communicate to the men that we understand I'm about to lament about some women giving me grief. Marakubaliska excited, thinking that this is an opportunity for you to sing dumb songs like I'm only one call away. I am here to save the day from bad girls, because bad girls become bad because you did it, men. You were supposed to lead. Do you understand what I'm saying? And as a result of your lack of leadership and your lack of love of women, they turned awry. They became gorgons like Medusa. One look and your whole body gets turned into a stone. Men get turned into stone by evil women. I did a video of that nature the other day. So just because I'm out here lamenting against women, let's get excited. I had to do this interlude because right now I'm under attack by a whole bunch of licentious men out here priding themselves in the fact that women keep disappointing the living daylights out of me. Bonke Batembi, I don't trust the women. I don't trust the men. I trust God. I'm sutured and consecrated to God. And let me just also put this out there. I may start out rebuking some crazy females, but I get to some point because I've got 3 weeks worth of content that needs to be uploaded on the internet machine. Do you understand what I am saying? Yeah. The first couple of videos up and coming are introducing the insanity and indiscretion of women. Like a bullet like a bullet nyeza for amadoda ever. I rebuke women first, but I am coming for the men. There are videos that I have done where I'm just highlighting ukusangana kwamadoda and how langionta, the fact that you take for granted women's lack of love for each other, women's indiscretion concerning each other. Halesa nka for granted again. You want them weak because in and of yourselves as amadoda ni weak. Keep traveling to Ghana langkutlu. Amba nyo vakashela lenja yenu enibiza unana kwaku. Keep on nzelelo reka sandawana ku Malawi. Samayang nzelelo patame popo mohara di graves ko Somalia. Keep on going all over Africa and doing rituals in order to force a South African woman to do something that she doesn't want to do. So Langpel, your occult rituals have taken you all across the world. They've made you jet set. Do you understand? You know high priests of Ghana. You know high priestesses of Nigeria. You know high priest of Cameroon. There's no little sangoma you don't know in your network of secret societies. But bottom line is, The enemy might think he has me, but Jesus says I am his. The enemy thought he had me, but Jesus said you are mine. I'm Christ's. I'm Christ's. And if God be for us, who? Including the high priest of Ghana, high priestess of Malawi, high priest of like Egypt. If it's in Africa, you've been all the countries. Botswana, Lesotho, you've been to Namibia. You have been to Zimbabwe. Hauna Satani on Africa that you have not met. But it don't matter. Because if God be for me, can't nobody be against me. Mulateng nana kwa kualuna wa khutunya moya. Balateng all over le Africa yenu. And see if after you travel wasting imali your matriculants uno or fiat picanto your little daughter's matriculation gift after passing with 6 distinctions, how you're not paying attention to your daughter. Nanda be to passing a distinctions I6 in matric. You are busy focusing on a woman that you want to go and frustrate that same daughter by hurting their mom and taking her as a second wife. Lingetse, lena babang. You are married men, do you understand? And you want to go and frazzle your matriculant daughter that deserves all that money that you're spending traveling all across Africa for you to invest it in their first car ever, because they deserve it. How? You are not trying to raise your daughters and your sons. You are ignoring your own family, which is why there's cockroaches crawling up your walls in your mansions, your estate mansions. There's brown difatukus in the kitchen. Yeah. Your spiritual houses are murky. Diditsila. And you want to come and grab umfaz sola or scorn lankutwa and put her in all that. You have defecated. Hala flushed the toilet. Spiritually, you are living in filth. Do you understand? It is dark. Noma angaba mahle amandlu enu. By the naked eye, a person with spiritual eyes, uyabona, uti, like I said, there's no insect that's not hatching on your couch. Gumdaga, your spiritual house is ugly. Do you understand? And yet here it is that you want to come and grab a person with the kind of spiritual gift that I have and put them in your houses. You make me swallow more grandpa a day than I would appreciate. You cause me to struggle to sleep when I need some rest. Because where I am concerned. I just want to put this interlude out there. I'm coming for you. There's a video that I do that is really just kind of hitting a nail in the coffin to highlight in Dabayoguti, even though these females in these South African streets can be cray. Anginsabi nina. Anginsabi. Because if God be for me, who can be against me? Creation is groaning to see the sons of God revealed, but you're in denial. You are attempting to curse those whom God has blessed. Me, I have not partaken in sexual immorality. Me, I have not eaten food sacrificed to idols. Me, I have not taken myself a pagan god. Me, I am holding on to God. Me, when I sing hymns, I sing them to Jesus and not Jabu. Me, I am Christ's. So you can't curse me. Kodwa ukuzama kuzonilimaza. A donkey will speak to you, buggers. And when this donkey speaks, little balig, little shiana lankutwa, hobabo tloko. So I would greatly recommend rather repent, cancel your flight to Ghana, use that money to buy your daughter a Fiat Picanto so that they can travel with it on campus next year, ka first year. Yeah, cause when about to pass, amaranta twatenge ha concentrate on the daughter, cause upizun so shabanile msadi o strange, o batlang umwetsa nyatsi on the internet. La lawyer thinking you can make women immoral, thinking you can create second pieces, side wives, side pieces, frustrators of women that have born you children and raised them to matric. O batla wena tlo lonka msadi, o innocent in jefel, and cause her to be the bane of some other woman's existence. I'm not that thing. Do you understand? Dintswato lebangata. Ja haga lebangata lebakana lebangata. Which among you is going to get me? Who among you is going to finally succeed to consult the baddest high priest of Senegal to get to me? Who among you is going to finally get it right? Who? Because among you are amateurs. Do you understand? Among you are amateurish little witches alongside prolific ones. When le ba bang je fela ba go dlala ba di nompopi ba go phunya di voodoo doll ba go hlanya, like the guy wa kwa America shem uningazama kana, he is weak in comparison to some of the prolific priests that some of y'all are. Weak. We just okay, like Beyonce, Utopina. Ring the alarm. I've been through this too long. I will be damned if I see another guy in your arms. He is weak in comparison to the rest of y'all. Mara the way I'm patanga thing. We just ngala. Onalingolaza on top of that. Some of y'all, just like him. La gula, mara almataba. Litjotso lo mothola sisters cause khale ntse le succeeda. Hulonka bazalwane. You have been succeeding to take women that call themselves Christians as side pieces, di mistress, di one night stand. You have been saring God-professing women, and you think I'm just one in the woodworks. You think I'm a bad stain that just needs to kusucha extremely harshly, more extremely than izopuma, which is why YouTube in the favor. I'm not going anywhere. My content is not being viewed. Go through. Do not listen to the upcoming videos that I am about to upload. Lankutla. And imagine ukuthi ningi tolile ningi bangele. No. I'm coming for you, my daughter. I'm just first gonna speak out against abafaza bahlanyayo. But do not listen to my conversations against bad women and think that that is an opportunity for you to be like, baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you smell the perfume, the makeup on his shirt. I see that Jesus has abandoned you because even your family sucks. Bad as you are, you stick around. I just don't know why. Herein lies the deal. Women suck, but men, you suck more. You are more evil than them, like in the worst way. So as I address the insanity of taking chickens, do not even begin to imagine for even a slight second that absolves you from any guilt. You frankly are the cause for the crazy inside women. Don't say, I did not warn you. Repent or perish. I told you, please stay hostilities against my person. If you don't want, comprehend that the fatuku na dirty laundry, atse brown, di bunga, di tswape, di nakedness, di nyaupetle, di tsubang, di JS fluid, di le manala. All this random insanity asanda wana ya ko Malawi, ya go berekisa even in creation ya godo for things that are satanic kodintsha. And then on that day, botle ba gago bo fader, bo cute ba gago bo fader, bo hoto ba gago bo fader. Nankutla. Bohoto balona bo fader, bo everything bo fader. How to banto e pila e bugekang kalona anymore. Right now, dirty laundry yenu iyahengwa njenge washing ngaphandle. If you want to bring it inside, lelo itlhatswa ka nnete mo hara washing machine, etlo itsokotsang on the spot ga entse ispina diaparo tsa lena letlang mamela. Repent. Stop traveling overseas to spend copious amounts of money to break the hearts of people you don't even know. I am telling you right now, leave me alone, to a point of giving me headache. You have beleaguered me on all sides. Frankly, I am flattered that but I don't belong to you. And for as long as I am holding fast to Jesu Christ Nazareth, you can't do jack to me. And some of your occult paraphernalia, itlo bua le lona. This ka raka le wona. Le ka se loye hakana, belesa pokelo. You cannot be so witchy. Beninga pokelo. You are going to get haunted by your witchcraft. Do not say me I didn't warn you. You already are haunted, but it's only going to get worse and worse. You're demon possessed. You need to repent. You're going to hell. But in the run up to, you're going to be sitting in a house where everything that can hatch is hatching. Endlini yakho, I want to basaba ukuphuza amanzi. There's stuff floating on the juice because everything iditsila. I see that. And you want me to go to your blom endlini yakho? Blom. Relax, make like a flower. I don't belong to any of y'all, but you have taken away boroko baka. So let not go and get a lona boroko good. You've taken away my sleep. You've made me sit up all night and take busy rapela. Why not something rapela botoka kana? Cause keep busy na lebana by 70 bang patlang kankane fella all at the same time. Relax sang. Lebangat. Only think about that next time you want to cast a spell to make me your little side piece nyatsi, whatever. Lebangata. And among you, There are very prolific Satanists and also weak little amateurish ones like the one in America, what the voodoo doll. Like, you don't even know who you're dealing with. You don't know who among you is more senior. Bottom line is nonke nyangifuna. And all of y'all, lo petliswa, ke creation responding by saying langtella. She is God's disciple. You cannot curse her. Let's get shebana le dicherry tse running around me and think ukuthi because I've been ndabanam, mina all of a sudden I'm going to be prepared to take the call of a man whose fatukus are filthy go kitchening. I don't do dirt. This guy I'm signing out in Christ's name, Kran K. Peace.